you know, in another year, 18 months time, it'd be a different kettle of fish.
Danny Dubois for Pro Boxing fans in Dublin. It's Misfits Fight Week, and a man I don't think I've ever seen at a Misfits Fight Week before, Jamie Moore. Jamie, how are we doing?
Yeah, nice. It's my debut, yeah. So yeah, it's a lot of fun.
What were your thoughts? We'll talk about why you're here, but what were your thoughts over the past 2 years of seeing this sort of rise of crossover boxing, influencer boxing? There's sort of two schools of thoughts in terms of, you know, the platform these guys are getting when they haven't put necessarily the time in of some more established fighters, and then the counter argument is it's bringing eyeballs to boxing. What's your take on all of it?
Well, I think from the beginning, you've got to take it for what it is. I said that from the very beginning. It's not real boxing. It's not professional boxing. It's people who want to box, who are in a scenario similar to when you do a charity fight or a white collar fight. Yeah, these guys have got bigger platforms, and they're in a position where they can earn a lot of money for it. And I've always been of the opinion this is the hardest sport in the world. So anybody who can earn money out of it, I set my hat off to you, and I wish you all the best, whatever area. This actually came around. It was Sam mentioned that Sami and Sami Hamed wanted to come and join my gym, and they came, and I had a few days with them both. I really liked them both. I thought they was both quality guys, and I actually thought they was both going pro. And then it was after I agreed for him to come to the gym that I found out that Sammy was going to be boxing in Misfits, and like I say, I had no hesitation about it. I had no opposition to it because, like I said, it is what it is. You've got to take it for what it is, and the guys are earning good money on a great platform. And Sammy can really fight. You know, watch it on Saturday. He's been sparring with all the pros in my gym and more than holding his own.
Let's talk about Sami Hamed. For anyone who doesn't know, the son of the great Prince Naz. As you touched on there, not the most boxing experience in the world. I spoke to him at the launch press conference, and I got the impression he was taking things very seriously. He looks in very good shape. How have you assessed him in his time at your gym? I know you've been around boxing long enough that you wouldn't have anyone in who wasn't taking it seriously, I'm assuming. So how's he been getting on?
Absolutely not. And he's got zero boxing experience. He's never had one fight, amateur or pro. So he's in the same boat as everybody else. What he has got to his advantage is he's been around boxing a long time. And like anything in life, if you're around it, you learn about it, you pick it up. So he's much better than somebody who's not boxed. But, you know, the fact of the matter is, you never know how someone's going to adapt or take on the type of pressure what comes with having a fight in front of so many people, in, you know, a massive arena with a crowd. So as much as we can see, I've seen what he can do in the gym, and you know, he can box, he can fight. Whether he'll be able to do that under pressure is another thing, but I've no doubt on Saturday night he's going to go in there and he's going to put on a real good performance.
What are the main differences when you're preparing a novice like Sami for a fight to someone like, say, Jack Catterall, you know, a world level fighter? You know, many people would say he's one of the best fighters Britain's, but just not to win the world title. With someone like Sami, is it about stripping it back to basics? Is it about handling the occasion? What are the key differences in preparing someone who's at that lower level compared to some of the better fighters in your stable?
Don't forget, I've got an amateur boxing club as well, so I've got experience in coaching kids like from 9 years old, the absolute fundamental basics of boxing, right the way through to, like you say, like Jack Catterall, people who are at the top end of the sport. So depending on what gets put in front of you, I then have to assess and see what I have to deal with. And what I saw with Sami was he had very good fundamentals. He had a few little bad habits I had to get iron out of him. He can naturally punch like his old man. And in a setup like this, where you're going to get people who haven't got massive amounts of experience and fundamentals, but they're just game and they're coming to have a fight, then one of the main things which is going to be to your advantage when you take away skill is power. You know, if you can really whack, then you're at a head start. And Sami can punch. He can really punch. So this is probably the perfect type of platform for him. and I've got a feeling you're going to see an explosive performance on Saturday.
We look forward to seeing the next generation of Hameds in action. Jamie, we touched on Jack Catterall there. Let's talk a bit about him. The fight with Regis Prograis for August, pushed back, minor injury for Jack with the reports. Rescheduled for October, creeping closer now. How's Jack been? Was there any frustration at the cancellation? Short turnaround from the Josh Taylor fight, maybe a bit of a blessing in disguise in some ways?
Listen, it was a minor injury, and maybe that was the reason why, maybe he went back into camp a little bit too soon. It was nothing too serious, and it was just the fact that he had to take a couple of weeks to heal up and rest up, which meant that he wasn't going to be able to spar. So it meant that he wouldn't be as good as he could be, which he's going to need to be against someone like Prograis. So it was the right decision. Put it back, and now he's back into the full swing of things, back sparring, and he'll be ready to go in 8 weeks' time.
See Jack's long-term future definitely at 140. Such a big backlog of fighters hoping for world title shots. Jack's obviously been making that weight for a long time. Definitely see the future for him at 140 pounds.
Yeah, he's got a world title in him at 140 without a doubt. But I would say that maybe one defence as and when that comes, and then I think he should go 147 because he's at that age now, 30, 31, where the weight does start to get harder. And moving up is definitely the right decision at that point in time. He's a thick-set guy for 140. He's still making it healthily. He's got a top nutritionist in Sam McKenzie, and he has a chef who cooks him all his meals. So there's no mistakes made. So he does it to the absolute perfection of what you can make the weight. But I've no doubt that in a year, 18 months' time, we'll be up at 147.
Jamie, last before I let you go, got to get your thoughts on the big Wembley show, September 21st. First of all, top to bottom, do you think it's the strongest card you've ever seen in the UK?
Listen, it's right up there. It's without a doubt a very, very good card. And I've seen a few people complaining about it, and I just don't see how you can complain about a card like that. It's phenomenally put together. I think Turkey Al Sheikh coming into the game and revolutionising it in a way, looks like what he's trying to do is get a type of UFC platform where the best fight the best, and that's all we've ever wanted. So people have been calling for it for the last 10, 15 years, and you still get people complaining. So sometimes you can never win. But I think over the next 5, 10 years, we're going to witness probably the best period of boxing we'll ever witness.
Fingers crossed. Before I let you go, I want to get predictions for 2 of these big Saudi fights coming up, or Saudi-sponsored fights. Firstly, AJ Dubois, how do you see that one playing out? Yeah,
I think Dubois really, really come on, and I think in another year, 18 months' time, it'll be a different kettle of fish. But I think he's getting AJ at his prime. I think AJ is probably in the best form of his career, and I've got a feeling AJ might get him in 4 or 5 rounds. Because if Dubois gets hit as cleanly this time as he did last time, then against someone like AJ, you're in trouble.
And the last one, I think for hardcore boxing people, a lot of the ones are describing this as like the best fight in boxing. Artur Beterbiev, Bivol. How do you see that one playing out?
Phenomenal fight. A really, really good, and it's such a tough fight to pick. My gut feeling is saying that Bivol's skills and ring generalship, his feet are so good, his judgment of distance will get him the victory. But Beterbiev is so good at cutting the ring down and getting close. He gets subtly close and into punching range, and he tends to be able to impose his style on you. So that's the big thing for me, is he going to be able to do that to Bivol? So my gut feeling tells me Bivol wins on points, but I wouldn't be surprised either way.
Jamie, I'll let you go. Enjoy the rest of the fight week in Dublin. Should be a fun one.
Cheers, pal.
Cheers, mate. Thanks, Jamie.